of energy, lots of competitive, lots of spirit. It was an awesome practice.
Reviewing tape from Saturday, how would you assess it?
And we didn't sustain. We played very well at times. We made some little mistakes and gave up some plays we shouldn't have, but overall, we didn't sustain. We played good at times, but we didn't sustain.
You addressed that with your team?
Absolutely, we've addressed it. We pointed that out to the players, Monday, and Monday was a very good Monday practice. It's one of our better Monday practices. Tuesday was a very good practice, and today was really good. I mean, it was the communication and the equivalent to the fourth quarter. The guys were rolling, so it was very positive thus far.
Mark said that with Tony, the way he handled last week and then going out and making the big plays, he thought almost kind of helped bring the team together because he had talked to them and then he made some impact plays right away. Did you see some of that from him on the field?
You know, Tony played his probably. He said Tony probably played his best game. From seeing things, from setting the edge, and then from actually making some big plays. We've been looking for some guys to step up and make the big plays, and Tony came through. So I think it was very good for Tony that he came off a tough situation, but he bounced back, spoke to the team, then came out and performed well in the game.
Best game this year or in his career?
I can't. It's hard to assess his career, but I know by far his best game this year.
20 years ago, when you guys played Washington, obviously it was a famous game with Kenny Wheaton's pick. What do you remember about that day? You were on the staff. Do you remember where you were during that play? Do you have memories of that game and that day?
I just remember him picking off the. Yes, I do. I was on the. It all runs together. I know I saw the quarterback drop back. I saw the pass. In our minds, we kind of knew what those plays were, what the favorite play at that time was, and all out of nowhere, Kenny just comes, catches it, and then the rest was just yelling and screaming on the sideline.
What was that game and that play? As someone who'd been in the program, building up to that point, what did that game and that play mean for the program?
At that time, it was just we won the next game. We were trying to win games. We're bouncing back. There was some tough starts early in that season, and we were fighting our way back. And it was just another confidence builder, as we were moving through the season.
Reflecting on that moment now, 20 years later, do you see that as kind of the watershed moment in Oregon football history, like a lot of people do?
I see it as part of the watershed. When you use that word, I see it part of the season that turned things. I don't know if that was the play. It was part of that season that had some unbelievable plays and led to a lot of momentum for the Oregon program.
You were in the booth or in the sideline?
I was going to say I was on the sideline a lot of years ago.
Right, yes. The players are wearing the throwback jerseys. Do you get to bust out your old assistant coaching gear from 1994 to wear?
I don't, but I still have my jersey from high school. From college, and it should look the same.
Yeah. Are you gonna be? Is it be cool for you then to see those guys out in those old uniforms?
I think for all the fans, the blessing we have to be able to go back and do a throwback jersey and kind of bring back some of those. That's fun for all of Duck fans.
What do you think of Washington?
I think Washington is just like the rest of the offense in our conference. They've got excellent skill guys. They've got some tremendous receivers. They've got some excellent backs. They've got a big quarterback who can hurt you with his arm, but he can run. And they've got a big, strong line. I mean, it's every week in this conference. It's not a broken record, but it's very similar. They're a very talented team, and they've got an excellent coaching staff. So they'll present some problems, and we'll have to adjust and rally and be prepared for it.
Do you have a relationship with Chris Peterson?
I do.
What's that like? What's the relationship like?
I know several guys on our staff. They're great guys. They're great guys. That's one of the wonderful things about this conference is we all know a lot of the people, and they're friends. So those are wonderful guys up there, and they're doing a terrific job, and they'll continue to do a terrific job.
You mentioned receivers. How tough is it to game plan for a guy like Jaden Mickens, playmaker like him?
It's the same. It's every week someone has one of those guys. I mean, every single week, and so you have to be aware of the type of situations they actually use him in, and when they need to go to play, what do they do with him? You have to be aware of those situations.
What makes him so unique?
He is extremely fast, has tremendous hands, and he's quick. He can make guys miss. He can get on the perimeter. You can have a guy there in position, and he can still make a miss and get a lot of yards. Yeah.
How have you seen Skylar Myers progressing as a quarterback? Because I know he was out for the first game and then comes back. Now he's mentioned his arm, his leg. So how has he progressed so far this season?
You know, I would say his accuracy is better. I would say his decision, from what I can tell, I'm not sure what the coaches teach, but I see some very accurate passes. I see him being smart with the ball, getting it out of his hand, even in scramble situations, not taking the sacks or not putting him in a bad situation. And then when it's time for him to run, he makes some very good plays. So I think he's just